Okay, so welcome everyone to SafuLane. And this is how we do it. This is how we've been doing it. I wish everyone a happy new month, and yeah, everyone. We wish this is going to be a successful one whereby we meet our goals, our targets, and yeah, it is going to be a successful one for us all. So tonight we are going to be diving deep into fundamental analysis in trading, which is going to be taken by Crypto Cover. So before then, we want to quickly check what we have on FriendTech. If you've been following us, you'll notice that we do explore and take some classes on what FriendTech is about to offer. So if you did not catch up on that with us, just try to check our last video on FriendTech on our YouTube page. So yeah, I've actually been using FriendTech, and to be honest, it was fun to me because at the end of the day, I had to add more base Ethereum to what I have in my wallet just to buy and make use of the keys. So yeah, how is FriendTech working? So FriendTech works in such a way that you buy and sell keys. So when you can either buy or sell your key, and it works like this: when either your key is being bought or being sold, you either make profit with it or you have a reduce in profit. So it is more or less like shares. So before it was called shares, right now it is being called keys. So yeah, when I started, I tried to give it I tried to risk something in which I started with buying my own keys. So I can see the history of what I've done here. So yeah, let's say it is taking some while to load. I don't know, maybe because of my network tonight. So when I started with it, I actually made profit. So when I started, someone bought my keys. Immediately I registered. I got to see a lot of people that bought my keys. So these were my transactions 3 days ago. So later on I jump into some other one. I jump into exploring buying of other people's key. But yeah, this is when I started using it, the more I noticed that I was running at loss. Why? It could be probably because I bought the wrong keys or I wasn't selling keys when I was at profit. But at the end of the day, my own experience was that it was fun, but I ran at loss. Why? Because the keys of the people I bought, instead of it increasing, it was reducing in value. Why? Because people that were holding the keys, they are selling off their keys. So, like for example, now this is Ave.ai. Ave.ai is a decentralized exchange that lists projects. So I bought their key, which was about maybe in value it was about $18. So right now it has dropped to $12. That is a loss. And what happened is just because people were selling Ave.ai keys. So let me check. Because it is all about we exploring and letting ourselves know what is happening. I made mention of it that this whole idea is more or less like a Ponzi scheme structure. It's a good idea, but it is more or less like a Ponzi scheme structure whereby uh I have to make sure that someone buy my key before I can make profit with it. So whenever someone buy my key, either by buying or selling it, that is when I can earn some profit from the trading fee. So it makes my key also increase in value. Otherwise, there is nothing going to happen with my key. So if you are not careful enough, and maybe people that have bought your key decide to sell your key, and you bought at a very high price, you can run at loss. So it is a very, very dangerous what's it called? It is a very dangerous platform whereby you need to know that it is more or less like taking risk. So right now, a lot of people have sold. This is sold. I think this LOE key someone sold and another person bought. But you can look at it. We are getting to see more of people selling off people's key, or even like for example, this Suta Ankit is selling on his own key. That is not a bad one because I personally I'm also selling off my keys, but I was just trying it. But at the end of the day, I will say I'm not a profit, and I feel because I'm not a profit, that's the reason why I'll be leaving. I'm not going to be checking on anything here because it doesn't really worth it. And yeah, if you want to give it a risk or you want to take a risk on it, it is not bad. But you have to be careful and know that whenever you are at a little profit, just sell it off. There's no need of waiting for anything on it. So I don't want to waste our time. Crypto Kaba is here with us. So would like to give the mic to Crypto Kaba to quickly take us on the class we have for tonight. So I'll stop sharing my screen. Yeah, I've stopped sharing my screen. So, Crypto Kaba, can you pick it up from here?
Yes, sure.
All right, nice to have you. So you have it. You have the mic, please. Yeah, let's have it.
All right. Good evening, everybody. Sorry, I was late to session. Network was somehow bad here. So quickly, we'll be diving into today's session on fundamental analysis in trading. And as we all know, I've been talking about trading. We've been talking about crypto and AI, different technologies here on this platform. And it's very necessary to talk about fundamental analysis as it's very, very important in trading. Now, over time, we would have discovered that uh, we have fundamental analysis and we have technical analysis. And as technical analysis has its importance, that is how technical analysis has its own importance too. Yeah. Now, we know that technical analysis just involves you uh, having some experience on how to read price action, drawing lines, and speculating price movements with some tools and all of that. But when it comes to fundamental analysis is just using what? News. Yeah, using or examining economic what? Financial factors. Yeah, more like the government. When we are talking about economics, economics is more of what the government and other stuff. Now, when we are talking about fundamental analysis, even all aspect of crypto, DeFi, whatever, we know that we have what is called fundamental analysis. And fundamental analysis actually have great impacts in what? In price. A very, very great impact in price. And I want you to understand something that fundamental analysis and technical analysis works hand in hand. They work what? Hand in hand. It's necessary for you to understand the concept of technical analysis, also understand the aspect of your what? Fundamental analysis. Because technical analysis will actually give you the edge to get what? A good entry and exit. And fundamental analysis will just give what? Would give what's it called? It will give that particular asset the push it's required or whatsoever movement, or it will push price to a particular direction that's expected. And that is what fundamentals is about. So you can see how important it is. It's very, very important in the financial market. Now, I want you to understand that we have various factors or various fundamental factors, and I grouped them into two to be very, very simple. Now we have quantitative fundamental analysis and we have qualitative fundamental analysis. Why I had to group them into this way is that if I have to be grouping them in numerous pieces, we would just have bulky stuff. But now the way it's grouped into two, quantitative fundamental analysis, what it just means is just what? Using information that can be shown with what? With numbers, figures, ratios, formulas, whatever. You know that there are some news on stocks, on different assets that will be released with numbers, some calculations, and some other stuff. But now, when we are talking about qualitative, rather than quantity of something, it's talking about standard or how that news has impact. Yeah, this is not numbers, it's just news. More of like, let's say, the hike in fuel price when the subsidy was brought in, and we have uh, what was it called, the hike in price of fuel and all. Yeah, news like that was qualitative fundamental analysis. Moving on, we have examples of what fundamental analysis, and these types of fundamental analysis applies to whatsoever assets that is paired to what, to the USD, whatsoever USD, either Bitcoin, anything that is paired to this particular assets. Now, example of these types of fundamental analysis are the likes of consumer price index. Now, consumer price index is not really something hard, as you can hear it, consumer price index. Consumer price index is just more of a fundamental news that is used to measure inflation. Yeah, to determine whether there's still inflation, there is still other factors that is still affecting the economy. And it's what is called CPI. At times, you might have been seeing some traders that will post that, okay, today's CPI, they're out of the market, they are not trading, or they'll talk about diverse stuffs. And that is what it means. We have what we call gross domestic product growth. This is also a fundamental news that affects the USD. We have the imports and export rates. We have the PMI, which is the Purchasing Managers Index. We have the interest rates. Now, the interest rates are the ones that affect the like of your dollar. There will be like $1 is this equivalent to this price in naira. There's dollar hike and all. Yeah, this is where this particular aspect comes in. Now, when we are talking about fundamentals also, fundamentals in sports trading or the likes of your crypto is very important, because the likes of your research, it still falls under what? It still falls under fundamental analysis, whereby you make research, you get the tokenomics, whatsoever thing of a particular project, to know what, to know either you are going to go in at this point or you are still going to wait before you go into the assets. And this fundamental analysis, it enables you to know what, to check out whether there's an event on a particular token. You would discover that most people that actually trade these DeFi tokens, sports calls, and whatever, they mostly focus on what? On fundamentals. Yeah, events. They'll be like, this so event is coming up on this particular token. So they start buying this token, they start accumulating this token prior before what? Before that event, and they will do what? Immediately after the event release, probably that event might cause what? A spike in price, and they make profit and they leave the market. And that is why fundamentals is very, very important. If you don't understand fundamental analysis, I doubt if you will be able to rally around most of these types of tradings, because most especially in the forex markets, crypto markets, these news are very, very important, and they can change what's it called, direction of what, of some particular product or some particular assets. And if you are on the wrong side, or you are not having the right perspective or narrative, definitely you see that you are taken out of the market, and that is how it works. Take for example, we have a news that came in today. The news was on, I think, NFP. It's called non-farm payroll, and it's usually come up, I think, every first of the month or so. Yeah, that is when this news do come out. And when this news definitely comes out, you see either there is what, hike in price, a very fast movement in price, there's usually huge volatility, and that is how it occurs. So it's very important for you to understand all of these things. Though fundamental analysis is something that you can actually learn on your own. Yeah, you can learn it. It's not like technical analysis where you have to what you get a tutor or mentor, or either you are learning online, you have to get someone to guide you. Fundamental analysis is something that you can actually check out history of news, how this particular news do comes about, the results and history of some particular of some particular currencies, and this is how you'll be able to to follow up with whatsoever news and fundamentals that do come out. And it's as brief and simple as this. So I don't know if anybody has any questions to actually ask in today's session. It's very, very brief. It's not really something big. It's not really something big. So I don't know if anyone has a question to ask
All
about
right, all
fundamental.
right. Yeah, Crypto Kaba. Can I go ahead with my question?
Yes, you can. You can.
All right. It is of like popular arguments out there. If I would say, like a lot of people tend to compare fundamental analysis and technical analysis. So can you try to tell us what the difference is, or which one is better? Yeah, because most of the time people will ask you, are you a fundamental analyst or a technical analyst? So I felt like, even why is there a debate on that? So yeah, thank you.
Okay, good. Now, this is a very, very important one, or an important question, because I have seen people. There was a time in CTNG, all over Twitter, any place that you can think of. There's this argument about which is better, fundamental analysis, technical analysis, and you see some people saying, no, they don't do technical analysis, they are fundamental analysts and all. But as time goes on, you see that people that trade, that do sports trading and all, and they are expecting news events and all, they don't just buy. They don't just buy these assets. They still carry what analysis. They make predictions. They know where they are entering at a particular side. What's it called? Particular price. They are going out at a particular price. So they still apply the knowledge of what technical analysis. So I'm not going to actually disputes the fact that both are not good. They work hand in hand. When you understand technical analysis and you have fundamental analysis backings, you'd know how to go about whatsoever thing you are doing, and you make the most of it. But now, when you only have the knowledge of fundamental analysis, and you know that, okay, this particular asset, it would actually have a hike in price in this coming event. Let's say on the 5th of this month, let's say Solana will be having a particular product, and this product, the fundamentals to it is a positive one, and you know that there's going to be an hike in price. And today being first, the price is at $20. Now, you don't have the knowledge of technical analysis to check the nearest demand or the nearest possible bid zone where you are going to buy towards to profit more from. You just bought at $20. Now, when you bought at $20, then the price fell to, someone else carried out analysis and bought at $14. Now, you that bought at $20, you know that when the price falls to $14, you are in loss. Let's say you have $100 and you bought at $20, you are only buying 5 portions of what Solana. Now, when the price now dips or falls down to $10, you can see that that person that waited or carried out his analysis and saw that the price will still fall to $10 and he bought at $10, he will be having what 10 portion of what Solana. Now, when the price now hikes back towards to $20, even before the news, you can actually see that what the second buyer who actually carried out his technical analysis is already on profit. He has doubled his what? His $100 to $200. And now the person that bought earlier at $20 would just be what? Recovering from his losses, and is will just having what? $100. Now when the price hikes after the news and Solana moves to like uh $25 or $30, you can see that the profits they are going to be having is definitely going to be different. One person is profitable than the other. Now, comparing it, turning it around again, for example, someone that has knowledge of TA and don't have knowledge of FA. Now, he might have carried out his analysis and probably he don't know that, okay, there's a bullish news on this particular Solana. And let's say the person trades futures or leverage trading or a bi-directional trade. Now, that person is now trying to short or sell Solana and make profits. And he don't know that there's a fundamentals, a bullish fundamentals. You can see that if he's actually shorting and there's a price hike, he would actually lose that particular trade. So you can see that both of them work hands in hand. They are like brothers and sisters and they work together perfectly. So you can't drop one and pick one. You just have to go with the two. So I hope I have answered your question.
Yeah. I think yes, thank you so much for the reply on that. And I wanted to ask if uh do you think I don't know. I think technical analysis is still another category, or I mean one particular topic that still need to be that still need to be checked on carefully, if I'm right.
Yes, definitely. And now in trading, we actually have three types of analysis. We call them the fundamental analysis, the technicals, and the sentimental analysis. Now, aside the technical aspects and the fundamental aspects, the sentimental aspect is just my own bias. Aside what the news is telling you, what your technicals is telling you, that every individual have his or her own opinion on whatsoever thing that is going to happen on that particular pair. Now, let's say two technical analysts going to their charts. The two of them would actually be seeing different things. One person might be saying, okay, he wants to sell at this point, he's buying at this point. The other person might have different opinion, and that is what is called sentimental analysis. People's opinion on a particular asset. So these are the three types of analysis that needs to be paid attention to. And that is how it works. When you understand these three, trust me, you are going to do very, very fine in all aspects of trading, either futures, forex, crypto, whatever, Web3, anything at all. When you understand, you actually do very, very fine. So that is it.
Okay. Yeah, and I think in that aspect, we still like to ask you a question. Where do you think, or when in a particular trade, do you think we need to apply fundamental analysis or technical analysis? Like, for example, I need to know if I'm about to take a trade, when exactly do I need to apply fundamental analysis? Is it at the middle of taking the trade? Is it before taking the trade? I just want to know.
All right, good. That is a very good question. Now, let's take, for example, fundamentals does not just come every day. Yeah, there are days that you trade and you have in mind that today it's just let's take for example in the forex market, volumes comes in, different traders comes in, and now that day that there's no fundamentals, just know that it's your technicals and your sentiments that is going to actually play out that day. Yeah, people's bias. Is this particular asset selling? Will people continue selling? So that particular day. Well, let's take for example today that there was the fundamental news, which was NFP also. Now today that we have NFP, now there are traders that would actually look at it that okay, before they actually go into that trade, before they go into that trade, they would have speculated, check out the news that is going to come out, checked out possible scenario. Is this news going to be what? To be bullish? Now, let me tell you something about fundamental analysis. Fundamental analysis does not change the directional bias of what? Of an asset. It's only just what? It's only just add more volume or bring in more volume to that particular what asset and move it to the what to the proper direction. Let's take for example if a particular pair is bullish. Now the news might come out bearish, and now before our price does not just continue moving upward or does not just fall downward. Now let's say an asset is in an uptrend and the news came out towards bearish. Probably that news that came out bearish might just do what? Might just be a retracement. It will just allow the assets to what? To retrace before actually continuing its actual movement. So you can see that it's what was it called? The aspect of fundamentals are technicals. That is why I said they work hand in hand. It's logic. You have to be what? Calculative. If you are not calculative, there is no way you can be able to what? To know how to handle the two. So you have to understand your technical analysis. When you understand your technical analysis and say that okay, price is actually what? Bullish, you need to carry out some certain things and get what? A proper entry and exit before the news. And when the news comes, it's just push price towards what? The right direction. And if the bias is not right, definitely price will take you out. Or if your readings to the fundamental, let's say the bull should actually come out bullish, and your own sentiments to the news was actually that the news is going to be bearish and you are selling. Now you can see when the news comes out as positive or as bullish, you definitely lost some amount of money on whatsoever trade you are taking. So that is how it works. They work hand to hand. 5 and 6. And now fundamentals
Oh,
also, it's most importantly used, as I said, sports traders, people that trade, that buy coin, buy low, sell high. Most of them actually work with fundamentals for a very long term. Buying and low and selling high does not just happen a day in sport trading. You have to buy the assets before the news. You have to wait for some days, weeks, or months before the price actually what increase or there's a price hike. So they buy and what anticipate the fundamentals. So that is how it works.
okay. Thank you so much, Crypto Kaba. So I think fundamental analyst should have been this type of people that says buy the news before you buy the market. I don't know if I'm right. Yeah, but I think some people do say that, like, try to know what is happening around the market you are about to buy. So if you look at it, fundamental analysis, I think it is like the basic of research you're about to do before jumping on any trade, either future by I mean if either future forex trading. It is the I mean, when they start telling us do your own research, they are actually telling us to include fundamental analysis into whatever we are doing. So yeah, looking at it, it is just a term to have labeled to what we have been doing so far. So I believe most of us before now we've actually been doing fundamental analysis unknowingly, but right now we get to understand it better that trying to research for market news, what is happening around trades, is part of fundamental analysis. And tonight is not the discussion is not about technical analysis. I think when we get there, we'll be able to understand the best approach and how to combine fundamental analysis and technical analysis together. So that was a good and a great conversation, and what we will call that. I mean, learning tips from Crypto Cabal. Yeah. So I would like to put it out there, just like you have asked the other time, if we have anyone having any question concerning everything we've shared with together tonight. Do we have anyone have a question to that? All right, David, go ahead.
Yeah, Christopher, I don't know if you saw what happened today in the forex market. We lost out on the fundamental analysis. We went for technical analysis. We entered the trade a little bit early because we lost out on the fundamental analysis. We didn't follow fundamentals. We just rushed, entered, and we were stopped out. It was later that after we heard the news, then we followed the news, then we checked the fundamentals, that we came back, re-entered the same trade and made profit. I don't know if you by any chance saw what happened in forex today. Most analysts were stopped out today. Most of them, they were using technical analysis instead of fundamental analysis. I don't know.
Yeah,
That's my
yeah.
own contribution.
I think Crypto Kaba already talked about it. You know, you guys were actually having. I think we had made mention of the third one, bias analysis. I don't know, Crypto Kaba. Am I right?
Yes, bias analysis. Yes, that was what really happened.
So, so that is what actually really happened. If we are going to give it a term, but at the end of the day, trading is all about how good you are at approaching a guess on what will happen on a trade. It is more or less like a packaged gambling, if I would say, or more or less like a package. Yeah, it is. It is just a
Yeah,
package
I'll
gambling.
go. I will go with that word, the package gambling. I think that's the
Exactly.
best word for it. Yes.
So you will probably see that some people that tell you that to come, I mean, you should come and learn forex. You still be losing together at the end of the day. So if you are going to look at it carefully, I actually did not do forex trading because sometimes if I want to have my peace of mind, I don't just trade. So that is how it is. So I don't just trade. Like you can see the trade we dropped yesterday. I take, I mean, careful research, very very careful research before dropping
I,
anything
I,
in this
I
platform.
missed I missed out on the trade yesterday. I didn't come on time. When I came, you guys were already in profit, so I just let go.
Yes, and I think that's the best thing to do. Once you notice that we drop it, even if it's 1 to 3 minutes late when you are seeing it, those 1 to 3 minutes late can be enough for you not to enter the trade again.
But kudos, your analysis were very great because it didn't even take time and you guys were in profit already. I'm happy for you guys.
Yeah, thank you so much. We are just being lucky, but we are actually trying to do a very, very great analysis on wherever we are dropping. And you can also see one of the trade that we could have gotten scammed or robbed on the project, and luckily for us, we also avoided it. So it is all about trying to just make sure that you are saving enough not to lose your fund. Like for example, today, which everyone on Forex know that I mean, there are some certain things that will be happening. So I felt like everyone decided to just gamble, like take a very huge risk, because whenever this CPI farming of a thing is happening, there's always going to be huge liquidation in the market. So you can't really determine what is happening, because these are like corporate organizations trying to make profits at this moment. So they are the one that owns or can determine precisely what will happen. So, and they want to make money out of it. And people that don't really know what next, they will be the one they want to use as, what's it called, prawns. So it's more or less like a game of chess during these days. So the king or the queen have to win, so why the pawn have to play the game for them. So yeah, if you have taken a wrong trade, I'm sorry. They are still coming days to take cover for the loss. So yeah, but these are the reason why we are educating ourselves here, so that
No,
we will be able to make.
actually I did cover up. Thank you very much. I did cover up. And in fact
Thank you.
I made a huge profit today.
Wow, wow. That's a big congratulations to you. That's a good way to start the month. Yeah, I'm happy for you on that. I'm really, really happy. So, David, do you really have other questions, or we are good on that?
No, I'm all good over here. I'm all good.
All right. So let's move on. Emily, Miles, Bisola with Bisola, can you just speak? Let's hear your voice. You said you traveled and you're back now. Are you with us? Can you say something? Let's wish you a happy new month. Bisola, are you with us?
I'm with you. The light was bad. I could not charge
Really?
my phone, so I had to stay offline for a while throughout the period. Actually, throughout the period.
Wow, wow, wow. That's somehow. But how is it now?
I'm fine. I'm back in Lagos.
You're back in Lagos. All right, good
Yes,
to
I'm
hear
back in
that. Yeah, we are giving you a big shout out and welcome
Lagos.
back
Thank you
to.
very much. Thank you.
Yeah, welcome back to us. So we are now SafuLane. I hope you were catching up with us on our rebranding.
Yes. But I've not been able to catch up all through because my body somehow the traveling was a bit stressful, so I'm just getting back.
Uh,
But I will catch up with
okay.
time. Maybe this coming week.
Uh, all right. So do try to take. I mean, lot of rest and also take good care of yourself as well.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
hope you were able to learn something from our today's section.
Yes. I was with you also.
All right, all right. Thank you so much. So yeah, do you have any question for us?
Oh no, I'm fine.
All all right. Good. Then, is that your kid, or I mean, we can hear a
Yes, it's my
background
baby.
noise.
Oh, he's the baby of the house. Don't mind her.
shout, shout out to him. Shout out to him. Tell him we're
Yeah, no.
having him from here. Hello, baby Bisola.
Thank
So
you.
we are giving him a shout out from here. So yeah, it is a wonderful one to see everyone trying to always show up here on our platform, and yeah, I really appreciate everyone for staying with us and tuning up every time to for us to have a learning environment where we are all building ourselves as a community, and I really appreciate everyone in general. So before we wrap it up for tonight, I would like to give it back to Crypto Kaba. Crypto Kaba, do you have anything to drop on this note? Crypto Kaba, are you still with us? Okay. I think Crypto Kaba is
Yes,
not
yes,
here with
yes.
us. Okay. All right, go
S-
ahead.
well, the only thing I have to say is that it's very important we should be watching out for these fundamentals too, so as to know how to go about uh our trades. Because I had someone talking about he did not actually watch out for the fundamentals and he was at the other side of the market. So it's very important to pay attention to all of these things. So this is where I'll be stopping for today. Thank you, everyone.
All right, Crypto Kaba. Thank you for always giving us something to hold on to, that we can always remember when we're about to take or enter any trade. So this is a good head up for every one of us here. And I'll also say that let's go into the weekend. Today is Friday. Yeah. Thank God it's Friday. Let's go out, maybe relax somewhere, enjoy ourselves, or maybe just make ourselves happy. Maybe you can try to watch any movie of your choice you've been trying to watch. Just let us get off our phone, free our mind, and enjoy the weekend. So we're gonna catch up again tomorrow for our general discussion, and on Sunday on Twitter we're gonna be having our space. So please do well to continue to follow up with our activities. Tomorrow is for general discussion. Is going to be brief. I think it's always about 15 to 30 minutes. While on Sunday, it is going to be fire for fire. We have a very interesting topic, and we are going to be having some guest speaker that will be joining us on this topic. So let's see how it is going to I'm sure it will be a very, very interesting one. I don't want anyone to miss out on this. Also, if you are here to join our Telegram channel, just search for SafuLane, SafuLane. Then you can join us on our Telegram channel. We drop only trade signals on that. Trade signals, trade news, forex updates. That is what we're doing on the channel. Precisely why on our community, it is basically for taking this type of lectures, class section, and teaching ourselves. So if you think you are bold enough to continue with trading, regardless of whatever we are doing here, then let's meet at Telegram channel. Otherwise, we continue our class this way, and we make sure we are doing everything possible in the safest way. So yeah, that is how we do in SafuLane, and that is why we call ourselves Safu OGs. So be safe out there, eat well, and also make sure that you are having good rest. I wish everyone a wonderful weekend. Bye for now.